It was a beautiful day in June when our good King Bragi, the sword of the Old Father, thought about his heir and grandson Bragi of Upland, and about the number of vessels he had to deal with. And we looked around and found that we could create different duchies to take something off our backs, and one of that was the duchy of Svifjord we could create. Hi there, this is Immanuel, and we're playing the Lords of the Fjords, a role-play playthrough of Crusader Kings from the very early beginnings to the end with Germanic pagans at the moment. And we'll create now the Duchy of Svifjord, and it will bring us also further to one more of our goals, reaching 8,000 prestige to become an emperor. So let's create that. The Jarldom, it's called for us, of course. And we will grant the Jarldom to Bragi. And we can do that because we have so many loyalists in the council that this doesn't have to be managed anymore by the council. And here we go. Now, Bragi is the Jarl of Svifjord. That's a very powerful Jarl. I mean, we're missing Åland, granted, but yeah, there's that. And oh, there's King Bragi of Finland. I think we have a non-aggression pact with him. Because he's, I think, married or his son, I don't know. We have some marriage ties. Let's state that. That's enough. Oh, we have the Nennis army here. Let's disband that. Now, could we? I mean, could we? No, we cannot declare a war. We could form an alliance, but he won't do that, of course. We have tried that already. And he's such a miserable man. A stressed craven. He's probably emulating our grandfather, but that aspect of our grandfather wasn't that great. So we're sending the army of Fririk around a little bit further, maybe. On these? Not really. We could look around on further things, though. What is that? Talava. Jeff Stuffy of the Novgorodian Revolt. We could declare war on him, but that is probably not good. Oystein of Indiga has formed an alliance with Dal. Haystein of Welsk. Yeah, the Welsks. The Welsks. Let's see, though. We had a couple of people biting the dust yet. There's a law speaker post. The highest adjudicator. Someone just would be good. Just good. Our steward wouldn't be bad. We have a courtier. We have our concubine now, Holmfrid, who is a genius and just. And I mean, yeah, we're definitely a little bit in love with her, so she'll become. She's also a just genius. How can she not be a good law speaker? That's something to consider as well, right? Look at that, it's so beautiful. We could do so much. Yeah, in 10 years, I think. Well, let's see. Yeah, in 10 years we can change another thing into our favor. And there's an adventurer coming, actually. Not that guy. We'll give him nothing. But an actual adventurer. And we'll see about how that will go. And where he'll arrive. Sylvie's host, Sylvia of Vaga. I don't know. Yeah, once we have enough money, we can also create more duchies and then instantly become an emperor. So we have to look around a little bit and to see what we can do. Hemming the Hunter. We should slowly probably move back into the known realms here. More known realms. What is that? Samokitya. War Chief Booty of the Joms Vikings. Yeah, we don't want any trouble with him. Sudovia. It's not bordering us, so we're not interested. But that stuff popping up here is very interesting, of course. And this would actually be pretty great, but Vladimir is still very, very strong. Stronger than we are. By far. And where's that adventurer coming? Chancellor improving things left and right. Bragi of Dolpat. We like him a lot. We have a ritual hunt. And we have something here. For what? Our cousin. Well then, what is she good at? We've always enjoyed this. Learning? She's actually good at martial, but she doesn't have the character for it. So, learning it is. She could become a seeress. That's fine. The ritual hunt. Tonight the meat hall has been inflamed by rumors of the great wolf wandering through the forests near Kuloi. The man who spotted the beast claims that he is without doubt one of Fenrir's sons, escaped from its frozen prison. The older members of the lodge agree that, as the Lord of Kuloi, it's my duty to track down and slay this beast. I mean, we're brave, I think, still. We have Tolia the Trickster to come along with us. We have Gnupa of Messina to come with us. I don't know. We have Horvath. He's a little bit slow, but proud. He's deceitful, I don't know. He seems like the man to go for, right? He's just proud, militant, though. He has the way of things. Tolia the Trickster. I could use you, Tolia. I think he likes us also most. No, Horvath. Our friend, the Knuckle Slammer. Yeah, of course, I mean, he's deceitful, but he's our friend. I would have nobody but you by my side, Horvath, the Knuckle Slammer. Yeah, good old Knuckle Slammer, right? How could I forget him? These guys are moving to Pomorje. Here. Okay, what is that even? Gudrodder's host. Let's see if we can meet them here. The ritual hunt. Before we leave for this perilous journey to slay the monster that is menacing my subjects, I should make an offering to Odin. To make sure I'm shielded from the preternatural powers of the creature, I'll burn my best cattle from the stock. The time has come for us to leave the safe confines of civilization and venture forth into the dark domain of the monster plaguing my lands. With Horvath and Odin's protection, I'm sure to track down this creature and put an end to the threat it poses to my subjects once and for all. Let the hunt begin. Let the hunt begin. Wow, we're not catching these. Bragin has got the title of Newdung from Faste. Search for the great wolf has brought my expedition through a deep forest. Given that wandering aimlessly in an unmapped area would just be a waste of time, put us at risk of losing our own path, we're determined to find some trace of the beast before venturing any further. Could use our intrigue. Horvath has good intrigue. We have bad intrigue. Horvath is better suited for this task. Gnupa, fledgling in my lodge, is a poor duelist at best. Ah, it is shameful for someone like him. Indeed. To be so woefully unready should the wolf warriors call upon his aid. Perhaps I should encourage him to spar with another member. He's so terrible. Easton is an easy match, but he has got camp fever. Come on. Huldian girl arm. He's wounded. Oh, come on. Hrodulf of Gdav. He's our vassal and probably friend. I don't know. Yeah, let's give him Easton. He should be an easy match. We cannot give him a wounded man, or this man who is just so too good. Jalkolovic has formed an alliance with Arngrim, our son of Nenetia. Arngrim is actually not bad too. He's a little bit ugly, but and that's about it. A very good warrior. Where are they moving to? Hlisselberg. Oh no, we'll have to follow them. The great wolf is resting by a riverside, its long snout red with dried up blood. Finding the beast at its weakest gives us a considerable advantage against it, yet we must also be careful not to underestimate this formidable opponent, especially now that we are so close to succeeding our quest. I'm not sure about this anymore. No, we are not. We are brave. Finally, death to the vile monster. The great wolf fights to the very end, but we are soon able to corner it and pierce through its hide a few times, keeping the creature at bay with our spears, and patiently wait for the bleeding to weaken it enough to strike again. I let the final blow through the wolf's skull, pushing the creature on the ground, finally vanquished. So we could have a trophy that gives us a lot for the rest of our life, for 100 years. Wolf tooth. We could burn its remains, or we could bring the carcass back to our fellow warriors. That's a tough choice, kind of. I mean, we're quite old. We should hurry up. I'll bring the carcass back to my fellow warriors. My fellow warriors welcome my return triumphantly. All the meat gathered from my hunt will be able to organize a large feast and celebrate my victory over the monster with all the pomp it deserves. Let us toast. Gnupa was soundly beaten down by Easton, who barely broke a sweat. In the duel, Gnupa suffered some minor injuries, but I'm sure they'll only serve to build character. And he appreciated my choice of opponent. So it was a close fight. We can hold a great blot. That's great. Let's have a look at our prisoners first, though. 10 gold. Halston. Yeah, and we have so many prisoners, they will not be... Not all of them will be brought down. Duchess Paola of Nordgau. Here we go. Yeah, I see. We have a gold mine here. But we'll hold that blot. Let's get the money first, then hold the blot. Gurid has been paid for. And Duchess Paola as well. And now let's hold a great blot. But first we need to check where's a disease. Nowhere near us. Let's hold the great blot. We have sent out summons to all of our vassals for the blot. Those that have been baptized or following the teachings of a strange prophet will have to offer gold to be exempted from this magnificent feast. I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait. Here we go. The blot is to begin. and glory will come to Nenetsia. The guests have arrived. The time has come for the blot to begin. You gather outside the temple and start by offering animals as sacrifice to the gods. While their meat is prepared for the feast that is to follow, the blood is sprinkled on statues of Odin, Thor, Freyr, and the other gods, as well as on the worshippers themselves. Now, for the human sacrifices. Christina. Bragi's dot here. Oh, that's just a coincidence. Is brought up from your dungeons and escorted to the temple. A noose is placed around her neck and the rope is thrown over a sturdy branch of a nearby oak. A small yellow pool forms at her feet. She's, I don't know, she's just a random one. All Father, we offer you this sacrifice. Rosamund, now a Christian, is brought up from the dungeons and escorted to the temple. The noose is spliced around her neck. She steadies herself and murmurs several passages that you recognize as being from the Christian holy book. Where's your blessed virgin now, Rosamund? De Kulmbach. We have Helena, another strange Christian, is brought up from your dungeon and escorted to the temple. The noose is placed around her neck. She steadies herself and murmurs several passages that you recognize as being from the Christian holy book. Well, where's the blessed virgin now, indeed? Thora is brought up from your dungeons. Why her? Why, she's a socialized, cynical, erudite socializer. Well, maybe she's worthy. As the noose is placed around her neck, Thora stares vacantly ahead without betraying any emotion whatsoever. It would seem she has accepted her fate. She's cynical, so we offer you this sacrifice, All Father. With the sacrifice over, the feast at the end of the blot can now begin. The meat of the animals that were sacrificed has already been prepared, and there's plenty of meat to go around. Let the celebrations begin. Morsels of food and clean-picked bones fly everywhere from the direction of Dag of Ferriar as he greedily stuffs himself with the delicacies served at the table. Suddenly his face returns a strange shade of green and he rushes towards the exit, but only make it as far as Swanhild before he starts retching his stomach contents into poor Swanhild's lap. Oh my god, that could have been me. I hope not. I mean, he's depressed, he's excused. I mean, sometimes you just have to go overboard a bit. One of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspirational factions. That man, Jarl Berger of Cargopol. We like him, he likes us. He's important. He's a good warrior. We'll do nothing for now. He's also a theologian, so we cannot really do this. I mean, conversing with another guest, Jarl Koll, when loud screams of passion interrupt. What has he done? In one corner of the room, in full view of everyone else, Jarl Koll is engaged in carnal pleasures with one of the serving girls. Both are completely naked, and only when they notice the stunned silence in the room do they seem to remember there they are. By the Thunderer. Well, she'll probably not be amused, Duchess Lemmy of Gilland. What's going on here? They're going to Kekisami. We'll have to move here. Just for the sake of it. No. Feast's over, and with it the blot. It will be at least 9 years until we hold the next one, but as our vessels return home, most seem to agree that the ceremony and the sacrifices and the fun behavior at the feast was well worth the trip. Until next time, my friends. Until next time. There's plenty of people moving around here in Nenetsia. Let's see if we can discourage them from doing this. What do that? He wants to Frederick of Gastricland to fabricate a claim. Can we? Yeah. He should end this. Cannot steal that from our grandson. Come on. Also interesting. Could we grow our retinues? No. Okay. Well, that will maybe be done later on. We'll see about that. I mean, there's the other thing. We could raid. We could really raid. But that's complicated a bit. Yeah, let's help our vassal. Not that he needs that, but just as a good gesture. And now we've reached a point I've looked for. We can create the Duchy of Sakala here. And that will bring us the opportunity to gain the last 200 prestige. I've done that. And now, I mean, we are the Duke of Sakala, but that's probably not good for us. Let's see. Yeah, we have too many held duchies. Thankfully, our good friend Bragi of Dorpat and our Chancellor is there, and we can grant him said Jarldom of Sakala. And now it's time. It's time to form a new empire, and we'll do that because it's fun to start with something like that. In the next episode, thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon, my friends. We'll see what becomes of the Empire of Nenetsia. A great time until then, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out.